Today I'm coming at you with a very quick roundup of the best cyber weekend deals that I've spotted, and I hope this comes in time for some of you out there who want to do a spot of shopping. It is payday weekend. But before I do that, I want to wish all of my American followers out there a very happy Thanksgiving weekend. I've never actually personally celebrated Thanksgiving. I'm not American, nor have I ever been in America during that time, but I certainly want to, and I do think that the sentiment of Thanksgiving and being with your loved ones and being thankful and grateful for what you have is one that we should feel, not just for this week, but also just in the day-to-day perspective. I think it's a really nice sentiment just to make sure that, you leave each day feeling grateful and happy and content, because we all have lots of things, especially in the first world, to be grateful for. But that aside, I wanted to just go into some of the more, I guess, superfluous or materialistic meanings of the day. It has turned into a big kind of sales promotional event, and it's come all the way over to the UK, at least all around the world as well. So I thought, actually, you know what, if there's stuff that you actually really want or need, then hopefully this video will be useful for you, because I am a luxury YouTuber. I will be obviously therefore talking about some of the best luxury deals that I found thus far. Some better than others, might I add. So I'm only going to be talking about the luxury sales that I think are actually worth the money. But I also wanted to make a nod to some of the more lower tier / non-luxury brands that are having good sales as well. My list, I have my laptop here with me with all of the deals and some of the codes that I could also find as well. I think given that it is almost, like 3 or 4 weeks now until Christmas Day, that this will hopefully come in time so that you can get your loved ones something nice, but also for a good price, because cost of living crisis and all that business. So let's talk about the luxury codes and discounts that I found so far. So I'm going to go in no particular order, but I'm going to start off with Louisa V. Aroma. I found their discounting to be quite good on the scale of what is offered by luxury, because obviously a lot of luxury brands are going to be quite stingy, even if it is Black Friday. I found a 40% discount code, which is BF40. So there's a lot of selections, but it's not on starred items. And if you know a little bit about Louisa V. Aroma, some of the more classic items are going to be on the starred category, but actually they have a vast array of non-starred items, and sometimes they even stock brands from like Jimmy Choo, Manolo Blahnik, I've seen on there from personal perusal, so it's definitely worth a look, especially you can get up to 40% off. Not only that, it is worth mentioning, if you do have the app or sometimes have a little bit of time, then you can actually go on the website, and sometimes if you dwell on there for a little while, you might be so lucky as to get a pop-up which has a 50% off coupon, which is I think BF50, and usually you have like a 1 hour window to go and shop, and I've seen it over the past day or so it definitely is there. You do have to pay for shipping though, which I personally find a little bit offensive given the amount that you spend, but if you do buy a few things, then you only have to pay that once, so it can be worth it. Next up is Net-a-Porter, and I'm personally going to be placing an order on 1 or potentially 2 pairs of shoes from here, because actually they have a really good selection of 30% off selected items. And let's be realistic here, you're not going to see any Gucci's, you're not going to see any Fendi's there, you're not even going to see any things like, I guess, like the Balenciagas of the world. Not necessarily a bad thing if you get my drift from what's been happening so far, but they do have a really good selection of classic looking items, and actually you do still get brands like the Manolos, the Jimmys, the Balmain. There are some really good things, and there are a good variety of sizes and colorways as well, so definitely worth taking a look. That's 30% off, and I believe it is auto applied at checkout. Next up is Farfetch. I think Farfetch also has a vast selection, arguably even bigger than the other two. The way that Farfetch works is that it pulls from local boutique stock around the world, so actually you can get loads and loads of designer brands, and they have up to 50% off their selected items. There's so many, thousands upon thousands, I couldn't even be bothered to browse it all. And they also have an extra 20% off sale items that they've selected, and also free shipping, because the shipping could cost you a little bit of a pretty penny depending on where they are shipping your item from. Now I'll move on to Matches Fashion. They are also similarly having a 30% off on selected items, I believe. So, your classic ones like your Gucci's and Fendi's, like I mentioned before, probably won't be included, but it's still worth a look, and you can get that with the discount code 30MF. I think that it might be a case of you have to join their like friends and family membership, but I believe it's free to do so. And then I'll move now to Harvey Nichols. Harvey Nichols is doing 25% off a sale selection, and the brand selection, I must say, is a lot smaller than the brands I've just mentioned earlier, especially when it comes to the higher tier brands. Setting expectations, I feel like the Harvey Nichols one is more for the kind of streetwear or younger demographic, so you're going to see a little bit more of the trendier items, but it's still worth a look. I do believe they still have like Balmain items in Harvey Nichols currently marked down. I believe you also have to apply for some sort of membership thing there, but very easy, and it's also free to do so. And then the final one that I'll mention is one for doing if you are in person, though I believe you can do this virtually, and that is shopping on Bicester Village's website or in store, and that's because they have up to 50% off even their Village prices. So thinking about the fact that they're probably on average maybe like 20% off retail anyway, that is going to be some huge savings across the board. Not all of them obviously are going to be equal. Some lower tier brands probably going to discount more than the higher tier brands. The Gucci's, the Pradas, that kind of thing, I doubt will discount that much. But if you're looking for other things, and even just outside of the luxury clothing or bags and accessories, then you might be able to get some really good deals on that. If you live close to Bicester Village or just want a day out, I think that would make a good one, though I would recommend to get up early and get there early as well. I think that's everything for the luxury sphere. I know a lot of people will be like, no, why didn't you mention Harrods? You know, because I love Harrods so much. In fact, at the time of filming, I just came back from Harrods. To be honest, they're only doing an extra 10% off, so they're not having an official Harrods sale. That usually happens, I think, biannually. This one is just a 10% off, and I believe they are going to be valid on some brands, like I think, you know, like Alexander McQueen's, potentially like the Givenchy's of the world, but it's not going to be applicable on, I guess, the items that most people go to Harrods to buy, right? Only the Chanel and Hermes were also on 10%. But if you do want to go there and you do see something that is on sale, they might have boutiques in there that are discounting items for Black Friday specifically, then you might be able to layer the 10% on that. And actually, when I was going around today, you know, I had some membership points that I could spend. I also actually had some various offers on my American Express, which is also something that's worth considering. If you've got an Amex, basically an American Express credit card or other card that gives you cashback or rewards, then use them. You can layer them on and they actually don't impact your ability to use any of these discounts listed here. So I would just urge that you definitely leverage that if you've got offers. I had one for Harrods. It was like I spend £200, get like 15% off. So those are the luxury brands that I think are worth considering. Then I'll move on to some more like lower tier brands. Then we're going to get into kind of some miscellaneous items. I'm going to talk actually about a bunch of brands all grouped in the dress category. So I'm just going to say for great dresses. So the first I'm going to talk about, and these are all like some of my favorite brands ever, is going to be from Lirika Matoshi. I think I've said that correctly. Designer from Kosovo, and she's, I believe, siblings with Lirika Matoshi, who I'll mention in a second. But Lirika Matoshi has the most beautiful, whimsical, what I can only describe as Cinderella dresses. Man, they look so good. They look like you just come out straight from a fairy tale book. If you were to have a wedding, honestly, these dresses are absolutely stunning. And I think for the price, they're actually really good, especially when they're on Black Friday sale, because they are 30% off site-wide. I'm seeing a lot of brands doing a meager 10%, or some might do like a 15 or a 20, but I think most people do that year round. So the fact that Lirika Matoshi, which is a brand that rarely goes on sale, is now on 30% off is really, really cool. And if you want to get yourself a really nice dress for a really special occasion, or just because, then now is the time to do it. Like I mentioned, I'll talk about her sister, I believe, who is Lirika Matoshi, who I do have a dress from. I have the iconic strawberry dress, and actually now is the best time probably to buy that dress or any of her other items that have gone viral online, because they're having a site-wide sale as well. There's not a specific arbitrary amount that they're discounting the site with, to my knowledge, but for the strawberry dress, it has gone down from $490, so let's be honest, that's like 450 or 460 pounds. It's now discounted down to $315, so that's going to be what, 280 pounds or something like that, maybe even less. That is a huge saving. Do beware though, you will have to pay taxes if you go to the UK and probably in other geographies around the world, but still a lot cheaper than $490 plus tax plus shipping, I believe. Now I'll move on to another dress company which I haven't personally bought from yet, but definitely worth looking into. They are very, very popular online, and that is Miele. And they are having a sale as well. I think it's up to 60% off on their items, and they also make the most beautiful evening wear, occasion wear. It's just stunning, and it's again kind of fairy tale-esque, but I guess some of the other evening wear dresses or beautiful, elegant gowns, I think those are a bit more wearable for like a nice date night or a black tie event. Now I'll move on to a lesser known brand, one that's I believe from Australia, and that's called Leo Lin. I keep seeing this brand plastered all over my targeted ads on Instagram, so I wonder what's going on there, but they certainly know my style, my demographic, because I love the designs. I believe they're like Dolce & Gabbana, but without the controversy. They're having 20% off site-wide, and I believe from the emails that I'm getting, you can get an extra 10% off for what they call VIPs. You can also get free international shipping. I've also checked as well because they are from Australia. Next up, another kind of whimsical brand that has also equally gone quite viral. Personally, a brand that I'd love to buy from, I just need to find the right occasion, but it is a brand called Selkie. I believe they're based out in California. They have a sale of up to 50% off, and they mostly stock dresses. They're like baby doll dresses. They're all the way up to your bosom, and they're really, really short, and they're poofed out. So you look like a very, very cute little fairy or cupcake or whatever. But I just need to find an occasion to wear dresses like that. I just haven't found one yet, but they have a really good sale of up to 50% off. So definitely worth exploring because they also rarely do sales. Now I'll move on to, I guess, two more examples that I do have. This is not an exhaustive list, by the way, but two other of my favorite brands, and I'm actually wearing this first brand right now, and it is from House of CB, the brand that almost started it all off in terms of my whole Instagram. So I don't think I've really talked about it here, but I do have a vast collection of House of CB clothing, and actually House of CB rarely discounts, I found recently, but they've actually this weekend got up to 20% off site-wide, I believe, or it's maybe even 20% off, and they also have sale items, and you can use the code CB Friday, and they also have free shipping for the UK, which is good. Not sure about international, but at least for the UK it's all free. And actually this top that I'm wearing is one that I've gotten from their sale, and the shipping came really quick within like literally one working day. And then finally for the dress category, I'm going to move on to Opoly, which is a firm favourite of mine also. I believe they're kind of like rivals in a way with the House of CB. I guess they compete for the kind of same demographic, but House of CB is kind of like the higher tier, whereas I feel like Opoly is more approachable. They have basically up to 60% off their entire site. They've also got sale items. They've also got various other deals going on. One of them I even saw was like £345, which is an offer that I've taken advantage of earlier in the year. I think that's mental. You're getting 3 items, basically £15 each. I love Opoly. I do believe that their quality is quite good for the price. So keep an eye on the emails, keep an eye on their app as well. They probably give you some select deals on there. Now let's move on to High Street. I have a few selections here, so let's go through it in no particular order again. I'm going to talk about a swimwear brand first. It's one that I've discovered quite recently, especially for me. I have a little bit of a bigger bust, so I need to buy things quite specific to my cup size. So Monday Swimwear is a really cool brand that I found actually from Instagram, funnily enough, and they are having a 50% off sale. And the coupon code for Monday Swimwear is BFCM50, and you also get free shipping. Really, really good deal. I bought some of their stuff during the summer sale, I believe, and it was literally after I went on holiday that I got the bikinis, so I can't wait to wear them. But they're going to be in this 50% off sale, so that's going to be awesome for some of you guys out there who are preparing for next year if you're lucky enough to go somewhere hot this Christmas. Then I'll move on to Gymshark, which is a brand that I've basically bought all of my gym gear from in the past few years, and they are having up to 60% off sale with an extra 20% off the items at checkout as well, and that is with the code extra20. And I really love the quality of Gymshark. I love the fit of them. Granted, I haven't bought much from them recently, but that's only because I have so much Gymshark. Another good brand that I haven't actually bought gym clothes from yet, but have heard such great things from, is Sweaty Betty. They rarely discount, and they're having 25% off everything and up to 50% off marked sale items as well. So you're getting like that layered discount. So I believe they also have, aside from gym wear, they have just general, I guess, active wear for other sports like skiing. I think they've done some really good salopettes, and they've done some good thermals as well. Then I'll move on to obviously a firm favourite brand, which is a catch-all for absolutely anything, and that is ASOS, and they are having up to 80% off sale. That is absolutely mental, but obviously not loads of things are going to be actually 80% off, but you get the drift. And on top of that sale, they are having an extra 50% off selected styles if you apply the code GIMME50. So definitely take a look. They have so much stock on there, of course. Loads of good stocking fillers. And then finally, I will talk about one of my favorite brands recently that I've just even placed an order from, so hopefully it will come very, very soon so I can wear it. But it is from Abercrombie & Fitch. They have 25% off, or I think even 30% off for their members, which is free to join their membership club. And you can then stack. I believe there are certain discount codes floating around online that you could try stacking codes on top of, and that will get you an additional 15% off of that. And then just two other kind of miscellaneous brands I wanted to mention in case you're looking for things outside of just clothing is the first one, kitchenware. Our Place is a brand I literally just bought from. This brand has obviously been hyped for well over, I guess, a year or two now for their Always Pan. I've just ordered that, and actually it's a really good time to do so because they've got up to 50% off basically everything on their site, especially the classic items. I think they rarely go on sale, so getting it for I think what, £90 or something like that was awesome. And I also bought some attachments as well. And then the final one, of course, I have to mention is Amazon. They have loads of Black Friday and Cyber Weekend in general tech deals going on, and especially for being a Prime member, I think they even obviously have like their Prime Day and everything. So that is all of the offers that I want to go through today. Obviously I'm not mentioning ones that I found a little bit rubbish, frankly, like the Zara sale I didn't find particularly inspiring. And you know, if you find other offers that you think would be really good for other people to check out in this community, or that you think I've forgotten, leave them down in the comments below. But anyways, I will just leave this video here. Thank you as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.